Hey, everybody. Episode 4. Last episode had... Did you see last episode? It had one of the most gruesome deaths, where Teach's just hung off the boat and just over and over and over again. He refuses to die, which pisses off Woods, and you know, it's that sort of character he has. He was like, other men would have died after the first or second, but he was just going to hold on. He wasn't going to give Woods the satisfaction. And then Woods got frustrated and he was losing the crowd, so he just shot him. So vicious, so vicious. And we took back NASA. Well, that's skipping over a whole lot of things. They went after John. They found out John was alive. They went after him. Flint intervened. We got John back. Everybody had a happy reunion, except for Billy, who was off in the Underhill estate having sipping cocktails. And then they announced they were going to attack. Eleanor advised, hey, look, this is the way they're going to come in. You should ambush these spots. And the dude was like, no, let them come in. Let everybody see. That was his hubris and his downfall. Because they did come in. They did have reinforcements. And they won the day. And that dude who was holding John hostage, he had the final slicing blow. And Billy came in just at the end to lend a hand. So the family's all back together, and we've sort of won NASA back. We've won a lot of it back. Eleanor saw the writing on the wall, and she went running for the fort, the last secure place on the island, with a bunch of people and Max and some supplies. And I don't know. Roger's going to come back. She's going to be at the fort. Everybody else is going to be outside. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know what this episode's going to be. Don't know how it's going to shape. I don't know what the next steps for each person are. But I know a lot of the decisions have to be made, and looking forward to seeing which ones get made. It's a weird way to phrase it, but let's just watch the episode. I want to see Flint and Billy and Silver around a table having a conversation and not pointing guns at each other. I don't know what the conversation would be, but who's in control? Who's head of NASA? Give it to Maddie. Because she was like, there'll be no kings. Although I would say she would want to rule with John by her side, that sort of thing. I'd be okay with that. And Flint will be happy that his job is done. He can just go be a farmer somewhere. And Billy, I don't know about Billy. Oh, this plantation, one of the plantations?
Part on this island.
Is this in retribution?
Cannot be apart. Pray, a lesson that will not soon be forgotten.
This guy's looking at him.
Have you got something to say, Julius?
I'm gonna kill you?
I'm back in the barracks. Asta's fallen.
Yeah.
Get them back inside!
That's all Julius needed to hear. Eleanor just grabbed that woman to use her as a shield. Close the door. Close the door.
Find Max as well. I need to speak with her right away. For the moment, Nassau Town is lost. That much is painfully clear. Conserve resources and hold out until the governor returns with whatever aid he was able to muster to combine with our force. Where's Max? I thought I asked you to fetch her.
She's not here, ma'am.
Good for Max.
What do you mean she isn't?
Good for Max.
She was the first name I gave you to secure.
Now, to be fair, she did threaten to, imprison Silver. But, they can work that out.
There aren't going to be many men out there eager to take orders anytime soon.
You were chosen because I thought you were worthy to be the first captain.
We could choose somebody else.
Nassau. Do I need to reconsider? You heard him.
When they're united, nobody stands against them. It's the rule.
It's an offer of an exchange. 20 of our men captured during the invasion.
For who?
Max. Do we have Max?
Uh,
Does anyone know where she is?
she gonna walk in? Oh, those two do. Those two.
Right. She's not in the fort. She couldn't have gotten very far.
And Billy?
Oh yeah, Billy.
Go out there and put forth the word. If Billy isn't in this room within the hour, I promise him, he will regret it.
Look at the size differential on this ship.
Governor, thank you. You've no idea how grateful we are to see you.
What happened in Nassau?
Nassau fell.
The pirates. They took it. We just barely escaped before it was all overrun.
Gloucestershire, has she departed yet?
Sir?
Nope. Berenger called that off.
You will take her and sail for Port Royal, where you will deliver the prisoners in her hold to Governor Addison.
Can we take back this ship, maybe?
Each one of you owes us a fight. And Mr. Milton
Hello, Mr.
is
Milton.
here to collect.
Gonna have some fisticuffs, maybe? Just gonna beat us up? Once Anne gets in the ring, they're all dead.
A very wise woman recently told me that one should not allow their personal feelings to cloud the reality of the situation. Is that Billy has influence that is best not ignored.
Billy built you up, remember?
Was it given before or after he tried to kill the two of you?
Be curious to see how Billy presents himself in this situation.
We've had our hands full out there, trying to manage the transition.
I think we ought to discuss what it's a transition to.
Yeah, what's the new chain of command?
Certainly.
Can we trust that you will guarantee she will be received there safely?
Yes.
Of course we can. Of course Billy would never violate the trust I place in him as a brother. For if Billy were to do something as disloyal as that, he knows I'd stop at nothing to see that offense repaid against him.
Look what you've created, Billy.
I will see to it.
I should fucking hope so.
As I'm wondering, when would be a good time for us to talk about Max?
Oh, does he have Max?
I have her.
Bargaining chip.
You're the captain now that Teacher's dead, yes?
I am.
Then you choose.
Oh, that's dangerous. Which of them goes up against Buster McGee? Pick Jimmy.
Mr. Carver.
Yep, Jimmy Carver. Strongest of the lot of us. Might have a chance. Come on, Carver. He's strong. But we're gonna weaken him. Hey, no fair, no fair. He's gonna get his head smashed open now. Well, he had a quick death. Next.
Who's next?
It's gonna be the same dude every time? It's a mistake. Once it gets to Anne, it's over. Hey Max, are they feeding you okay? You're not getting
We found her with a small escort.
not getting the worm sandwich, are
To
you?
the fort, I assume. You listen to what I have to say for 5 minutes, and she's yours.
I think Billy just wants
Do we have a deal?
not to have to answer to Flint.
I knew it was with an eye towards pushing him out. Separating
Yeah.
the two of us so you
The
could...
two of you? How long ago was it that the two of us agreed that Flint threatened to be the end of us all? We survived him. You and I. How is this not just the next storm in a very long line of them?
This is fair. I just want them all to get along. I know it's impossible, but
I understand that you've come to care for her.
no, don't bring her into
Maddie.
it.
If anyone is at risk of being consumed by his need for this war, it's her.
She does have a very direct relationship with all the slaves, so this guy is funny.
I heard you were there. The last time.
I sure was.
I heard you was a Navy man then.
The other side of it, yeah.
Thought I'd earned a place by Blackbeard's side for an age.
What?
Before Blackbeard decided he could do better than me.
I'm always trying to plant seeds of doubt in his head about Silver.
You're counselling Long John Silver to be reasonable. Just wondering how long you think he'll suffer it.
Well, everybody's been whispered into their ears, haven't they?
Go get her, now. We won. That's all that matters.
Billy said a lot of shit about you, and some of it went in. Usual stuff, though.
Every death I have escaped, every sacrifice I have had bled out of me, it will all have to be repeated just to get things back to where they were a few hours ago. Some kind of hell, it seems to me to be.
Well, maybe if you stop making such bad decisions.
Would you consider joining me?
Fleeing to London?
To London.
Well, they tried to kill me the last time I was there.
I wonder, ma'am, if he might want you to leave, especially when he learns of your current state of being. But seeing what fearing the thought of you bearing a child in this environment, I can only imagine how concerned your husband would be.
Well, no wonder she planted her flag. Oh, conversation over.
Ma'am, there's a messenger at the gate. They've agreed to the exchange.
Any man stood a chance against him is dead.
Yeah, only man.
Wait 2 days.
They're going to underestimate her.
He asks you for a name. You don't say shit.
Oh,
and you let him take me.
They'll pick her by default. You just have to get that sledgehammer.
Another name, Captain.
Made a mistake, dude. Here comes trouble. She's pretending to be weak. I like that. This guy's going to be laughing. Oh, stupid female. Seen something she can use? Ooh, that was heavy.
Get up on your feet.
Ooh. Glad she's not pregnant. She got him. She got him. Two down. We got this. We got this. She better not be dead. This is gonna kill Jack if she dies. Hey, Max. We are going to hand you over. How do you feel about that?
When you and I last saw each other, you had every reason to see me killed. Certainly would have solved a lot of problems for you.
Yeah, and she just wanted to imprison him or keep him safe, keep him out of the way.
And yet you didn't.
It would have solved some problems. It would have caused others that I chose not to live with.
What sort of problems would it have caused?
That I would have had to live with it.
You said you wished to send me away.
Where was she talking about?
I met a man with an estate in the wilderness who uses convicts as laborers. Found it profitable to offer his services to wealthy families, with a need to make troublesome family members disappear.
I don't like the sound of this place.
What families?
I have no idea.
Is it possible? Could he still be alive? We never saw him die, right? Flint could go on one last mission.
We are at our least rational when we're at our most vulnerable. She is the point at which I'm at my most vulnerable.
Yeah? And who are you most vulnerable around, Flint?
Wouldn't you trade it all to have Thomas Hamilton back again? You wouldn't want me to. That wasn't really what I asked, was it?
Flint would go after Thomas in a heartbeat.
Assume he found a way to secret Thomas away from London. He didn't. Would you trade this war to make it so?
100%.
It is some kind of hell to be forced to choose one irreplaceable thing over another.
Okay, firstly, I'm glad Mr. DeGroote's okay. Just missing an ear. But secondly, the revelation that Thomas might still be alive? That's huge.
The pirates sent warnings to the other estates that any violence done to the slaves would be answered.
Yeah, good.
The next morning, an answer was left by the gate.
Dead
a
body?
sack filled with fingers.
Ooh.
White fingers.
Ooh? What?
Intended to instill
Caesar?
fear.
Is that what his name? Julius? He was given the eyes. Yeah.
They revolted. Now he's forming an army out there. An army with designs on taking and holding Nassau.
Can we just talk to him? Everything's messy in this episode. And Rogers hasn't returned yet.
What happened today was exactly what I have been warning you about from the
Nobody
moment
listens
you
to
and
Max.
your husband first arrived here. Everything I have is gone.
Max had loads of gold. Lots of influence.
Where would we have gone?
Oh yeah, back in season 1. Want to go now?
If I'd said yes, where would we have gone?
Would you like to raise a baby with me?
I have no idea. If there was a way I could make things right here, I'd do it.
Well, okay, here's a list of things.
Sails have been spotted on the horizon.
Whose sails?
You know who.
She's raising a banner.
Yeah.
She's flying the governor's banner. It's him.
Ready the men. We'll make our landing under cover of the fort's guns, reinforce them, and move to retake Nassau.
Good luck with that. Hey Max, what should we do?
They will all be preparing for the fight ahead of us.
My men can defend this beach.
Can they?
But as soon as those soldiers hit the beach, 9 in 10 of ours will flee.
What choice do we have?
Well, that's a very good question.
What's in the note? A meeting under cover of darkness? Hey, what do you have in mind? Want to get out of here? With your baby?
I'm prepared to surrender the governor's remaining forces to you.
In exchange?
In exchange for what?
In exchange for the cash.
We have partners who would almost certainly rather fight this out than lose their treasury.
Especially Billy.
There's a reason why I invited you here and not them. You send someone to retrieve the cash, and once it arrives, I take possession of it.
Don't like this. Don't like this.
The answer is no.
Oh, they're divided.
Absolutely.
They're divided. Half. We'll give you half. Haggle it.
Trust me.
Well now, this is going to get interesting. Can we trust people on either side? I'm looking into Flint's eyes. Any secret code? Telepathic signal? Will? Exchange? Damn it. It's episode 4. A lot less brutal than episode 3. It's sort of what I expected. We needed to address what happens afterwards, where the balance of power lies, how Billy fits into it. What are the consequences of the things that happened in episode 3? And the answer is that everything's just... There is no consensus. There is no power structure. There is no agreement. Everybody's trying to make a deal with everybody else. Billy's trying to leverage Max. Max is trying to leverage information. Eleanor's trying to get out of all of this. Anna's dying. Silver is questioning whether we found out that Thomas might be alive. Silver's questioning Flint's motives. Everybody's trying to drive wedges between everybody else. Everybody's promising everybody else, trying to get on good terms with everybody. It was a mess. And I don't know where it leaves us. The only thing that went smoothly was Woods' ship journey home, which was uneventful. We knew that on the ship with Jack and Anne, when they were bringing people up to face Slugger, can't believe it was the same dude every time, because he's just going to get weaker and weaker, because he's not exactly, he's got some heft to him. So after 1 or 2 fights, doesn't matter how big you are, you're going to feel it. You're going to start breathing heavily. Anne probably waited until he was a bit winded. She was like, I could take him now. Send me in now, coach. But she got demolished, She barely made it out of that still breathing. And she could still die, the way she was at the end. But we got the key. All of those guys are free now. I don't think there were that many. I think it was like a skeleton crew bringing the prisoners, because there didn't need to be that many people, because they were all below. So, what are they going to do? Gonna steer the ship back towards NASA? Maybe. Well, where else would they go? And then we have Julius, who has formed his own power, his own group of ex-slaves with designs of their own to take control of NASA. So they're another little wrinkle, another little person that needs to be considered. We've got Julius, we've got Maddie, John, Flint, Billy, Eleanor, Woods, and Max. And Jack. We've got 9 and Anne. Well, it's 10 people all vying for control. We've got a cache. 3 people, maybe 4, know the location of it. And this little exchange at the end, which, I don't know. Flint said, trust me. He didn't say yes. But he did say, trust me. And who's to say that, you know, when the exchange happens, if it happens, terms will be honoured? Can't trust anybody. So, I'm curious where the next episode is going to go with that, but I won't see it for a while. So, until then, I'll keep my thinking cap on, and I'll let it percolate in there for a bit. Yeah, I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And, yeah, later.